really what the book is a summary of, if you don't have an estate plan or you have one but you're reconsidering one, it's soup to nuts in a very approachable way what you need to know to prepare your will, a trust, your powers of attorney, and a complete estate plan. In a nutshell, it's what you need to know to plan for your death and disability in a way that we've really taken great measures to make it approachable. So whether you've got a high school education and nothing more, or whether you've had an estate plan and you're updating it for the third, fourth, fifth time, this book is for you. It has relevant and valuable information. You know, whether you have a simple estate composed of little or no property, or whether you have a significant estate that has tax issues, whether you have millions, that's sort of where the tax issues come in. Again, this estate will be valuable for you. And again, I want to also highlight sort of the emotional aspect of this book. I mentioned that earlier in working with clients that, you know, we seek to address both the emotional and the financial and the legal issues that come with estate planning. This book is really sensitive to that as well. We know that it's hard to think about and talk about your death and disability. So we've broken it down in a way where it's approachable. It's not going to be overly burdensome for you. We don't want to overwhelm you with what we know is a very difficult topic. So we've got that in mind as well when we did this book. The fourth edition of the book really seeks to take the book and account for changes in society that we've had over the years since the book was first published. And in our society now, we're living longer, we have better technology, and we're more accepting of certain non-traditional legal relationships. And those are really the three highlights of this fourth edition, is that we've taken those societal changes and we've described how they fit into your estate plan. First one, we're living longer. And as a result, we're more likely to encounter an illness along the way. So this book, probably the most significant change, is we've added an entire chapter on estate planning for those with chronic illness. And that chapter was authored by literally the man who wrote the book on the issue, and the man who has lectured significantly and written significantly on the topic, including with the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, Martin Shankman. And he talks about sort of the special issues that are involved if you're suffering from a chronic illness and you're doing your estate plan, either for the first time or as an update. Changes in technology. You know, we have never addressed what happens to your so-called digital assets if you pass away. Now, digital assets, all that means is it's information that you have stored online or on a computer. So 10 years ago, you know, when the book first was published, most people had their important papers and important files probably in a lockbox, or perhaps their safe deposit box or in a desk drawer in their home. Now, that stuff is online. So the book has now had to address, well, what happens if you die and you have valuable information online or stuck on your home computer? How do your loved ones get that information? The last really big ticket change on the fourth edition is that our society now is more accepting and more accommodating to alternative relationships. We now have several states that allow same-sex marriage. Several, but not all. So it creates a little bit of opportunity for people to formalize relationships that they've been in for quite some time, but also a little bit of confusion for administering an estate, because if you have assets in a couple of jurisdictions, some of whom allow legal same-sex relationships such as same-sex marriage or a civil union, and some that don't, it can create a pretty complicated estate plan. So we walk you through some of the traps to avoid and some of the ways to manage and conduct your affairs to simplify your estate plan if you're in a same-sex relationship, such as a marriage or a civil union. Last but not least, through all these editions, we've updated the tax content from soup to nuts. So since the book was first written, the tax laws have changed probably a dozen times due to numbers that are indexed for inflation and changes in the law that, you know, Congress has instituted from time to time. We've had some big changes this year, and the book captures most of those, but changes are being made every day. So the book will continue to evolve and continue to be changed as the tax laws change, and they do frequently.